Okay, the watch list video for Thursday, July 20th. You can see the SPY pushing to all-time highs again. Very impressive strength in the market. I wish I could say impressive strength in my equity curve, but I took a hit on Friday, right? Had started to bounce back a little bit, and then today took another hit. So a one-off like Friday doesn't bother me at all. When I have a second day where I take a decent hit, I have a tactic that I use. I'm going to share that with you now because that to me tells me I'm no longer trading smart. I'm starting to try to gamble to get back to all-time highs. This is from January 1st till now. It's my equity curve, and this is maybe the ugliest little 70, 80, 90 trades that I've had. So I'm definitely in a rut. It's not for I haven't forgotten how to trade. I've just gotten away from the basics. So I'm going to tell you a little trick that I've done already, and I'm sharing it with you. I start every year. I bring my account back down to 30,000. Right at the end of the year, I've paid all my estimated taxes and everything, and then I start each year with $30,000. And I did that again this year. That's what I've just done. I went ahead when I had the one hit, then started to bounce back and took another hit today. So I said to myself, you know what? You're not trading well. I'm going to force myself to trade well, and that's how I do it. Because we all know if you go under 25,000, you can't trade anymore. So I'm not confident enough to go down to $25,200. So I'm giving myself a little wiggle room. That's why I pick 30,000 every year. So I've just withdrawn most of my account, and I'm taking it down to 30,000 to recenter myself. And I think that's a good tip for people that catch yourself in a rut. You force yourself to trade conservatively because I've been gambling a little bit, right? So on a bright note, I'll probably pay off a couple cars, and put myself against the $30,000 wall, and I'm going to start showing my equity curve as if tomorrow is day one. Okay, so tomorrow I'm just going to start with a new equity curve from day one because I'm bringing my account back to like the beginning of the year. All right, it's you could call it a self-punishment, but that's not really what it is. It's more to recenter myself and make sure that I start adhering to rules again because now I have no wiggle room and I can't gamble, right? So anyway, the watch list going into Thursday, this MNGA, nice little extra volume spike here, had a pop back here and really flagging. This is a handsome chart. Over today's high would be 138. So I'm writing that in my notes, and then you look to the left and you say, you know what, over 141, this could really get going. So I'm putting 142. So you got two catalysts, 138 and 142, based on this chart. NVGS goes back on watch for tomorrow. Today was inside of yesterday's range, but over today's high. You might take out yesterday's, green hammer candles high and so on. It is a nickel spreader, so be careful if you trade it. Over 1050, it becomes interesting. CIE, you kind of have to squint to see this one. But if I zoom in, you had a gap up here. It hit 266. Right here, it hit 269 and is flagging after 269. Decent volume there. So I like it over 269. I'm going to say 270. Might take this thing to 3. Might just rip higher. I believe this is a lower priced independent oil and gas play. 28 million in the float, if I'm not mistaken. VSTM was on bounce watch today. I had no trades in it, but it's still in that buy zone that we talk about between the 8 and the 20-day moving average. Sitting right there. Again, no trades today, but worth watching for a potential bounce tomorrow. CAPR, huge, over 30 million shares yesterday. Today, a quiet inside day, lower volume, goes on bounce watch, possible third day play there tomorrow. MBRX, after the gap up, 2 red days. Maybe it's ready to turn back up, goes on watch. DAC had, let me pan out a little bit here. You can see this a little more clear. From 160 to 320 in about 4 sessions. And then, boom, big 2 sessions down. A little bit of a bottoming tail today, but this goes on bounce watch for tomorrow. PIXY, recent IPO. 4 big red days in a row, almost down to all-time lows. There's not a lot of chart to go on. I think this is certainly overdue for a bounce, so I like this PIXY potential bounce play. APHB, love this chart. You had the big spike here, lower high, and today it actually touched, this lower high was $1.09. Today I actually hit $1.10 before coming in at the close. So over $1.10, this one might just overtake this $1.20 and then break up into that gap. It's a handsome chart. ENG, big breakout on unusual volume for the stock. It's worth noting that this big volume spike still was only 596,000 shares, so kind of a more thinly traded issue. It says 14 million in the float. but certainly looks like it could have a continuation day tomorrow. NEOT, big volume day today. This thing gap down, beaten up. This one might continue tomorrow. Again, I'm trying to get away from. I think this is part of what's cost me this past couple weeks is messing with these sub-dollar stocks because I'm not really good at them. I got a private message from my partner today that said, "Hey, you don't usually do these." So you're kind of getting away from what you're good at. And I think, to be honest with myself, I think these are probably costing me some money because just human nature, you take these bigger than you should because of the low price. Having said that, this one still looks decent for a continuation tomorrow, but I'm not a huge fan, and I even having been watching them lately, I'm still not a huge fan of these under $1 stocks. And then AEZS, man, this is another. I think this is part of why I had such a lousy day today. Is I called this one when it started to come up this volume. I said I liked it at 165. Worst case stop probably 150, below this volume candle. So basically below the half, below 150. And it hit 165, came back down into the 150s. So I killed it. And then it did this. There's no way of knowing it, but I wouldn't have had to kill it if I didn't take it too big. So again, these things kind of have me out of my element in gambling a little bit. But my goodness, I called this at 165 and it went to what, 280? And the reason it's back on watch is because 61 million shares today. Certainly a lot of people watching it. Huge breakout. Definitely worth watching. Really not so much tomorrow, but 2-3 days from now, you could get a really nice setup there. So I'm going to watch that, and we'll add some gappers in the morning. All right, have a great night. We'll see everybody on Thursday morning.